Hey there, this is Greg, the Masked Gaymer, and I am coming to you with some more Final Girl Fridays. Today we're going to be doing the Slayer in Hellscape, continuing our journey through the lore book for Series 3. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is a place for COVID-cautious folks to talk about board games. You don't need to be COVID cautious in order to be here, provided there is no minimization, denialism, or harassment of any kind. With that said, this is a solo game, so I will be playing by myself today. So you get to see the sun shining off of my head from behind while I get killed. We're also officially heading into summer season early here in the middle of the desert, so I've got some Keurig cold brew. No, they are not a sponsor, but I've been loving this. Ooh, I'm awake and I'm ready to kill some Slayers. So, for this scenario, we will be using Christie again. It seems Christie is just stuck in the hellscape and just can't get herself out, but let's do some story time. From death comes a new life. The explosion that sent Henry to the mirror dimension did severe damage. His skin was badly burned and he was in agony. The tendrils surrounded him and he felt his body changing, healing and getting stronger. Something else was replacing his skin, but the transformation was torturous. It was a living hell, like my life. Henry just lay there, clinging to his life. He lost track of all time. Sometimes he would envision himself in a hell, but he was the one putting others through torture, bringing them to his world. The person he was had died, and something better would emerge from the fires of hell, like a phoenix reborn. From now on, he would be known only as Slayer. So, like I said, the final girl is Christie yet again. Seems like she's always going to be the one we deal with in hell. We have the setup of sensation here on the board. Items and events are as normal. The Hellscape Terror cards and Slayer cards are specific to this scenario. Dark Power is mind control. Finale is welcome to my world. Now, Slayer is one of the killers who I really botched the rules on majorly the first time I played. I also realized I don't have my dice tray. Yeah! Where is it? I don't even know where it is. It's been wild. I do use the tier dice. If you've never watched me play before, these are dice that have tiers on the miss sides, and then you can gain tiers to get some more abilities later on in case you have bad dice luck. Ironically, even though my dice luck generally sucks, I haven't been getting a lot of tiers in here. I've just been doing generally terrible at the game as I've played it. So that's that. So this baddie is going to pull people into the mirror dimension, wherein they'll be represented by these gray meeples instead of yellow ones, and he can only kill them in that dimension. Now, one of the things that I did wrong the last time is I moved him after pulling people in, so he just ravaged the crap loads out of everybody. So hopefully I'll get at least that right this time. I mean, let's face it, everything I do tends to be wrong lately, so everything I do in this is probably going to be wrong as well. Where did I put the rule book? Ah, here it is. I like to have the rule book in case I have questions that I don't answer for myself. Anyway, and a whoopsie-daisy, here we go. Okay, so I've got my basic cards here. In order to pull someone out of the mirror dimension, I would have to go into the mirror dimension first, which is not something I foresee happening. I could go to the House of Mutilation and try to get this hellish contract, which would enable me to take some damage and reduce horror by quite a bit. But of course, since it's the first turn, I don't have any of those cards in my hand. So I'm just going to gamble my luck away and hope that I can walk some folks towards this exit on the bottom here. So let's start with a walk. And I have got, oh yay, I got 1 star on a walk, so I do get to walk over here for one thing. And then we're going to walk again, and we're going to just really hope that this second walk gives me a double success, because then I'll be able to get the heck off of this hellscape tile. And I got 1 success, not 2. So we're just going to be hovering on the edge here. And I mean, we all know what happens with me. Everything's going to go wrong. I'm going to fall down. It's going to be terrible. But since I've got a bunch of cards left in my hand, I am going to try to do some focus. Focus! Yay! I got to lower that by 1. So, well, since I succeeded at that, I'll focus again. Maybe I'll get a head start on this horror track this time around. Oh, look, I got another success. I'm like rolling pretty well today. I was watching earlier some playthroughs of Lobotomy 2, and the person, Kanjay Studios, Derek, who was playing on that, had the kind of dice luck that I tend to have, and he said he was happy with that as long as I have crits in my future, and I said, I don't believe that would be a thing, and yet here I am, and I have rolled really well. So I'm going to sell these last 2 cards for 2 more time, which is going to let me get 2 cards for this next round, so I'm going to be able to pick up 2 sprints, go running around the map like a wild person on the next turn, assuming things don't go terribly horrible. Okie dokie. So, fudge pickle. Alright, so at the beginning of the killer turn, we are going to resolve the mirror, I don't know what that symbol is, the dimensional portal thing. So the victim who is closest in our dimension to the Slayer. If there's a tie, it's from the space with the most victims. These are both ties. Like I've said, I go with the thing that is least nasty for me. And what I think is least nasty for me is going to be to swap the person who's in this hell tile over here. So, I'm going to replace this yellow meeple with a gray meeple. Sucked into the mirror dimension. Now, he's going to target a final girl or meeple in his space. If there was no meeples, no victims on the board, it would increase bloodlust instead. But there are victims. Oh no! If there's no victim, when a Slayer targets a meeple and there's no victims in the mirror dimension, we resolve that. So there are meeples there, but he just kind of goes around, goes oogity boogity boogity. I'm sucking people into my world, and we're going to then reveal our first tarot card, Plains of Torment. If the final girl or the killer are on a Hellscape tile, she is on one. We are going to raise horror by 1. Then the killer is going to move towards the nearest victim, which in this case is going to be this victim or final girl, but in this case is going to be this person who he just sucked into the mirrorscape. And then he's going to attack them. So we thought we were being smart by not moving him and that things were going to be just fine this time. However, that is not the case. So we start on page 22 in the Gruesome Death book. We have Hellscape Terror. This is a Hellscape Terror card, and it is Plains of Torment. Here we go. The Hellscape was itself a weapon, and Slayer was skilled in its wielding. Behind every decrepit brick, underneath every broken cobblestone, inside every hellish room, some new horror awaited. Geordie stepped so carefully, but it just didn't matter. He was a maestro of pain, and this place was his masterpiece. 2 loose cobblestones on the floor scraped as they slid to the side, revealing the hidden buzzsaws beneath them. With little difficulty, they cut through Geordie's ankles, severing his feet completely. Before he could fall to the ground, a cinder block moved to catch his fall. Geordie's neck snapping on the cinder block was music to his ears. That was a pretty neat death. I enjoyed it. So this goes here. We're going to raise our bloodlust and get closer to that dark power because everything sucks for us. And that was the end of the killer phase. There's no victims in the killer's space, so there's no panic. There's no upkeep. We are going to go on to my turn and my 2 sprints. Oh, shoot. What I forgot to do, almost forgot to do, but I didn't forgot to do, but I almost forgot to do, was the Hellscape thing, which is... Did I hear it? Nope. Where did I put my... The Hellscape thing happens at the end of... during the upkeep phase. Okay, so I didn't do it wrong. We're going to ruin our lives by moving the Hellscape around first and foremost. We have rolled a square and a clover. So these 2 spaces are going to swap, which is not as horrible as it could have been, but not necessarily what I wanted out of my life today. But luckily I have 2 sprints, so maybe with these 2 sprints I'll still be able to save some people. So let's pop out a sprint here first and foremost. But and now, of course, because I'm trying to sprint, now I roll poorly, even though I rolled well before. We are going to go ahead and just move the 1 space, lose 2 time, and let our turn end, because I realized I don't have spare cards, everything I do sucks, I suck at life, and all of that stuff. So we're going to take everything back into our hand. We now have 4 time to spend. So, with that 4, I'm going to take Open a Rift and Hellshift. Hellshift lets me move the tiles around as I choose, and Open a Rift will let me go to the mirror dimension. If things don't mess me up, I might still be able to salvage some saves here before things turn to poopy. All right, on to the, and I know you can't see the bottom half here. Honestly, like, I messed with this camera for like, oh my god, for like 30 minutes today. I got a new like wallet flip phone holder, and it's just weighing down this thing more. I really need a better arm. I tried buying another arm. It didn't gift me things. Okay, anyway, all right, so he's gonna pull something into the mirror dimension, so whoop, into the mirror dimension. Oh, when the victim dies, I think I should be keeping this off to the side and leaving the dead person there, because I think I'm supposed to use these gray ones in limited supply. All right. So he wasn't supposed to move. Oh no, this wasn't supposed to move. This was supposed to whoop in this space. Get it right, Greg. Okay, he doesn't move. We draw a tarot card. The Spiral of Death. We are going to shift each Hellscape tile 1 space counterclockwise. So the killer is going to move here, which is good for me. This is going to move here. This is going to move here, which is absolutely terrible for me. And this is going to move here. So that is not very good. So I'm going to probably need to Hellshift. Then we are going to place 1 new victim on star and 1 new victim in square in the spaces of our choice. So we're going to put a victim in star, and we're going to, oh fudge, and we're going to put a victim in square. Then the killer is going to move towards the nearest victim or final girl and try to kill them. So there's no victim within 2 spaces, which means the killer is coming. Ooh, I'm not within 2 spaces either. I am 3 spaces away. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Does it always? I think it always goes for. I forget rules. It always goes for victims if it has a choice, right? I believe goes for victims first if there's a choice. Whoever's closest. Choose who has the most victims present. The final girl is not a victim. Okay, yeah. So it's gonna go towards these 2, which means it's gonna go whoopity doo and whoopity doo right into a space with a whole bunch of victims ready for it to suck into the nether realms. The good news is it doesn't do any attacks because there's nobody to attack on that space, buying us some much needed time. Okay. So we're gonna start this with a Hellshift because we gotta get. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Hold on. I almost forgot to roll the Hellscape dice again. Okay, that is the time, which means that this space is going to actually flip over to its other side, and that is going to happen. Also, not ideal, not exactly what I want. Okay. So again, we are still going to. Ooh, why do I have that sprint there still? That sprint should be back there. We are going to try to Hellshift, and I'm going to have to discard 2 cards to Hellshift, which will be my weak attack and my short rest. So that lets me swap any 2 tiles of my choice. So I want to get myself back to this position where I could easily rescue some people. And, you know, if the Slayer kills a bunch of folks in the meantime, the killer kills a bunch of folks in the meantime, there ain't nothing I can do about that. I mean, there is, but I'm not going to do anything about that. Okay, now we shall sprint with all of these extra cards in our hand. This should work out tremendously. And we got 1 success, and that is the 2 spaces that we need. So this is going to go down Oh wait, was I supposed to? Did Hellshift take time? Hellshift did take. Ooh. Yeah, Hellshift took time too. So we're at 4 time. I get to move up to 2 spaces, which means I get to take these 2, run right past these 2 folks, run right over to this exit space, and I get to save 2 people. The first thing that I'm going to do is remove 2 horror, because that brings me down to the green zone, which, I hate that this ended up the way it did. You can't really see it, but it is what it is. I'm in the green zone. I swear. And then the second hero that I'm going to save, I am going to use to put onto the move 1 space style right here, to get me back into this area. So I think I'm going to be able to successfully unlock my my thing this time, because I still have some walks, and I now have 3 dice to roll instead of 2. So here we go, rolling 3. I got 1 success, and that's all I needed. I spend the time, I walk over here with these 2 folks, I save them both, I heal 1, but I'm at full health. I get 2 time back, bringing me to 5, and I successfully unlock my ultimate. During the killer phase, draw 2 tarot cards instead of 1, choose 1 to resolve, and shuffle the other back into the deck. Alright, I mean, that's not necessarily the best thing that could have happened to me, and I think I'm going to have to start worrying about getting to some items here. What I really want is to get to the Nexus, which I can't really get to. I could use Open a Rift, and then pretty much immediately send myself back and rescue this person who's off in Rift space. I can return to our dimension at any time. I can just do it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and open a rift. So here we go. I have rolled 1 success, so I get to spend 1 time and go to the mirror dimension. Now that I'm in the mirror dimension, I can have this person follow me back to the life dimension, immediately save them, and when I save a victim, I can move 1 space. The Nexus is where we're going to have... I mean, I'm going to move to this space regardless. I'm not going to walk again, because I don't know which of these paths is going to get me to the Nexus faster, and the Nexus is where I can get a weapon right now. I am going to toss one of my focuses in and see if we can just get ourselves even more secure on that track, and we do. So I'm now all the way in the green on the track, and the thingy that you can't see, I will try to fix this camera again at some point in my life, but not right now. I have 3 time to spend. I'm going to sell this focus to bring it up to 4 time to spend, get myself a sprint, get myself a search, and hope that helps me get a weapon on this next turn. So that's going there. Open a rift goes back here. We get a walk, we get a sprint, we can attack and Hellshift. Okay, cool. Oh no! This is going to be terrible. He's going to suck a person straight into his zone and then immediately attack them. So we're going to roll a standard death for the killer. Killer rolled a 2. Story time. General kill. Zoe turned the corner and was face to face with the Slayer. He smelled like blood and lichen. His expressionless face simply stared, and for a moment Zoe didn't move. Her fight-or-flight response soon took hold, and she turned to run. Nonplussed, he made a gesture like unscrewing a light bulb. With a sound like the snapping of a dozen frozen stalks of celery, Zoe's neck twisted around 360 degrees, severing her spinal cord where it met her brain. I'm going to continue to say the wording used on the kills for the Slayer is golden. Caramel Dunkin' Cold Brew Keurig. Okay, anyway. So this goes up by 1. Our horror goes up by 1 into 1. It's still in the green on the track. I'll still get to roll 3 thingamabobs. Okay, so in the terror phase, I now get to choose. I get to look at both of these and choose which ones to resolve and which one to get rid of. So one of them is interdimensional travel. The killer is going to kill somebody, and then it's going to automatically teleport to the furthest person that's in the mirror dimension and kill them. So that's going to do 2 kills. It's going to be terrible. Hunger for suffering. I will roll the Hellscape dice, and for each die result, place a victim on that Hellscape in a space of my choice, and then he'll kill 1 person. Yeah, we're gonna let that hunger for suffering be the thing that we do. We're going to shuffle this other one back into the deck. We're going to roll both Hellscape dice and summon some more victims. So keeping victims alive in the Hellscape is kind of a non-starter. But let's see where we spawn victims. We're going to spawn victims in Hourglass and Star. So we're going to pop a new one on Star over here, not on the space he's in, and in Hourglass in the space closest to me. The killer is going to move towards and kill the nearest victim, which is going to be on this space, killing another victim. And that is the hunger or suffering death. Rarely did he savor their pain, but often did he cause it. Slayer had an appetite for it, an insatiable longing to purge the baleful disease of humanity one virus at a time. I can agree with that. I'm like, yeah, let's get rid of this human viruses. All right. So it was, as Calvin floated there in front of Slayer, that he chose to relish this particular death. Telekinetically, he mangled Calvin's body, but did not kill him. Well, not right away. One by one, Calvin's arms bent the wrong way, then broke at the elbow. One by one, Calvin's knees bent improperly, then broke at the knee. He let Calvin lazily levitate for a while. When he had his fill, he ripped free one of Calvin's arms and used the exposed bone of it to pierce through his skull. Ah! Film these deaths! Film them all! Film the deaths for me! Okay, this goes up again. Oh, he's getting bloodlusty. Okay. Victims only panic if they're in the mirror dimension, and that's not happening there. Oops, we're going to roll these upkeep dice, and we're going to swap Clover and Square. So that does not get me any closer to the Nexus. In fact, it does the exact opposite and blocks me off from the Nexus altogether. I think I'm going to head towards the Sepulchre of Blood, just to at least try to search for something, because it's the closest space to me. And at this point in time, like, yo, rescuing these people ain't going to do me a lick of good. So, we're going to go ahead and sprint. We get to roll 3 dice to sprint, because we're in the green section. If I get 2 successes, I'll be able to get straight to that Sepulchre. And I got crap. I got absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I have failed. The good news is, because I failed, I got a tier. You know, I think there was another time. Oh no, the other time I failed, it was all the double things and I couldn't discard them. So I get a tier for failing. I can move up to 1 space, take a damage, lose 2 time, and end my turn. I'm going to do that. I'm going to move 1 space, take a damage, lose 2 time, and my turn immediately ends. Oh, did I lose the 2 time already? I lost 2 time there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I still have 4 thingies left. My turn ended. I'm going to grab another sprint and another search, because we got to find some weapons so we can get some kills going on. And yeah. All right. Killer's turn. Oh, he's going to do it again. He's going to suck this one right into his mirror dimension and then immediately kill it. Let's see what this kill is. This is a 4. I think I rolled. Did I roll a 4 already? No, I didn't. All around the Hellscape, implements of torture and suffering hung like the boughs of great willows. Eva ran through clanking chains and blades, trying to escape Slayer. The very same man who stood motionless ahead of her now. He made a few quick gestures. The chains and blades pierced her through from every conceivable angle. Even as life left her completely, she stayed upright like a ghastly marionette. He would have healed one if I had done any damage, but I haven't done any damage yet. So, womp, womp, womp. Now we get to look at the next 2 tarot cards and see what we want to do. We have Death, Labyrinth, and It's After Me. It's After Me means the killer is going to move 2 spaces towards me. What happens if it can't get to me? Because there's no path to get to me. If there's no valid path, the killer will not move. Attack icons will still be resolved in the killer's space. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with that. It's after me. It can't move because it has no way to get to me. The horror does go up, which brings me back to the white zone. You can kind of see my little horror thing pop up over there. But no damage, no horror, nothing bad. The problem here is, of course, we're like just delaying the bad cards for later in the deck, which could be nightmarish. But, you know, hey, it's fine. It's all good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We are going to start this turn with a focus to get ourselves back into the... Oh, we got to roll the Hellscape dice first. Always forgetting that. Hellscape dice. Hourglass and Clover swap. So Clover's going to come here. Hourglass is going to come here and be like, hey, why don't you just come kill all of us? Yeah. But it doesn't really change anything in terms of what I'm going to be doing this turn. So I'm still rolling the focus. I have no items still. It's wild. I got 1 star on focus. That's going to bring me to 5. Bring my thing back down to green. So now I can freely sprint with 3 dice into the Sepulchre of Blood. And look at that epic failure. The good news is that I have enough cards to discard this time. We're going to discard Short Rest and Focus. And that's going to let us move 2 spaces. I'm not going to drag this with me because it's closer to the bad guy. We're just going to run straight to the Sepulchre of Blood using 1 time. Now that I'm there, I can search. I can try to find something to help me out. And, oh look, again, I rolled a bunch of poopy crap. I'm just going to shoot. I'm going to discard my weak attack and 1 walk to spend 1 time and claim the Pins of Pleasure and Pain. Once per action phase, when you are in the killer's space, the killer recovers 1 health, and then you get 3 time. So I hope that's going to help me out here. It doesn't take any hands. And then I can attempt to search again and hope that the next item in this deck is something that's going to help me out more. But if I flop this roll, I got nothing for myself. So, and oh, thank goodness, I got 1 success. So I get to get this mystery item, which is the Gambler's Cube. Uh-oh. Discard during the action phase and roll a die. On a 1 to 2, lose a life and roll again. On a 3 to 4, get 2 time or roll again. On a 5, take any top item card. On a 6, take any action card. I'm just going to go ahead and use this now and hope that this doesn't go poorly. We're rooting for a 5. Thank you, Derek from Kanjay Studios, for bringing me some luck. I rolled a 5. I get to take the top card of any item deck. That's going to be the Hality. It's going to let me do an extra damage when I attack, and if the target is on a Hellscape tile, do an extra damage, so I can do 3 damage. Excellent. Good news. Great news. We're not going to walk. We're going to hold on to it and see where the Hellscape takes us. I've got 2 stuff that I can spend. We're going to use that on... I got 2 stuff I can spend. We're just going to take a guard because we're probably not going to be able to move on this next turn. So yeah, we're just going to take a guard. Hopefully we can start doing some damage now. 6. Okay, so the killer goes. Killer's going to suck somebody into mirror dimension, which is going to be this person. Nobody's in the killer's space to attack. We get to look at 2 terror cards. We have What Is This Place? And another It's After Me. This It's After Me will come towards me, and it will kill someone, so we're not necessarily great about that. What is this place? If there's no victims on the board, we would discard and draw the next terror card. Otherwise, we will resolve a portal through time on the farthest victim, and then attacks them. Oh, I'm going to use It's After Me again, because it can't actually reach me, and it can't actually target anybody who's not in its dimension. So it's going to move 3 spaces towards me, bringing it closer, which is good, because I want to start attacking it now. And then it is going to swipe at thin air, raise my horror by 1, and in the upkeep phase, we're going to see where this stuff moves around. Star and Hourglass switch. So I got the monster closer to me, and then it teleported right away. Not what I wanted, but it's okay. All right. So I don't have a search. I don't have a thing. I do have a walk. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, no, I'm not going to do any of that. I am going to I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to keep these 2 cards in my hand. I have 6 time that I can spend. So I'm going to get a Furious Strike and a Search in case I can find something else. And then I bring everything else back into my hand, pop myself up to 6, and hope that things don't go horribly wrong. The first thing that's going to happen is going to be things going horribly wrong. He's going to suck this person into the mirror dimension, kill them with a 3. And that is... Is this new? This is new. Quentin's hands were covered in Griffin's blood. Slowly the illusion withered, and along with it the blind fury he felt only seconds ago. Moments ago he was strangling the life out of the man responsible for the hit and run on his daughter. But the dead man he straddled now was his friend Griffin. He had such a powerful grip around the throat that his thumbs had pierced through Griffin's throat. Horrified, Quentin began shaking, crying, screaming. Slayer continued his manipulation of Quentin's mind, commanding him to now grab the nearby razor from the strained and dirty tile and open up his own throat. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, 5. I have the 5th victim there. This is going up, and we're going to reveal our dark power, which is mind control. During the upkeep phase, all victims in the mirror dimension will now move 1 space towards Slayer. That's going to suck. All right. Goody gumdrops for me. Now we get to draw tarot cards. So we've got this, what is this place again? We have this thing that's going to increase the Slayer's attack value by 1. I'm going to go ahead and equip that now to try to take it out before things get any worse. I'm going to put that there because of how badly I've done camera angle today. And I still can't reach him, which is just the poopiest part. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so everyone in the mirror dimension moves 1 space closer. This one can't get closer, so it doesn't move, but this one does come towards the Slayer. Oi, oi, oi. All right. And then... I did. Did I put the card in the wrong spot? I have 1, 2, 3... Afternoon. I didn't draw this afternoon. It killed the guy. I was supposed to pick one of 2 cards. What did I do wrong here? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it was the minor dark power. Let me just give me a second. Oh boy. Okay, I'm fine. I swear, I really am. Now we're going to roll the dice to move the Hellscape around. Teleport next to me. Nope. All that's happening is this is going to flip. And that does me no good. Just getting to the killer is freaking impossible. So we're going to start with focusing to try to get our 3rd die back. We got a star, so we focus. Now we are going to search to try to see if we can find better items where we are. And of course I botched the search again. So we're going to discard a focus, discard a short rest, lower our time by 1, see what this is, and it is a Discipline of Cruelty. Once per action phase, you can lose 2 health to deal damage to any enemy on the board. That's good. I like that. Problem that I made here is I forgot to draw an event at the beginning of the game. So we're going to do that now and see what we retcon. Torture chambers. Simple, practical, terrifying. We roll the Hellscape dice. For each result, place a torture chamber token on that Hellscape tile in the space of your choice. When a victim dies in either of those spaces, get a horror. So we're going to roll those now. This should have been there from the beginning, which would have made things worse for me, but oopsie. So the bad spaces are going to be the clover and the square. So we're just going to continue onwards with that as it is. Everything's fine. Everything's going to be fine. Okay. So I'm gonna lose 2 health to deal 1 damage to the bad guy. This is good because I can now actually do damage while I sit around. He's gonna heal himself, but if I could do 1 more damage before he gets to me using this ability, then I can be in a better spot. Because I'm doing damage to myself, though, I'm gonna want to make sure I get this long rest. So we're gonna sell a walk to bring ourselves up to 5, get that long rest into our hand for the next turn so that we can keep using this discipline of cruelty on ourselves. Yeah, okay. Bad guy's turn, he sucks somebody else up into his dimension. I've been watching Ghosts on CBS, and I love how like the ghosts get sucked off to go to heaven, and that's all I keep thinking of whenever I say these things. Okay, I got a number 5. It's not a star, it's a death, it's a 5. Each person in this hellhole was brought here for one purpose: to die. Diego was no different. His feet kicked frantically as Slayer held him aloft without physical touch, a single loosely postured hand extended. Diego spit as he choked, cursed, cried, experienced every emotion in a span of seconds. The man with the skin like a quagmire curiously watched as Diego's spirited struggle lost its verb, slowly but surely. As if to punctuate the death, he telekinetically flung the body into a nearby wooden pole perforated with iron spikes, where it hung in grisly repose. I'm not going to lie, I didn't pay attention to a single word I was saying at that time because I was trying to think of what I was going to do in my next turn, but I bet it was a great death. This goes up 1, so does my horror. Lovely. Oh boy, here we go. Back to checking these terror cards. Oh no, that's bad. That's bad. We're shuffling this one back in. It would teleport to my space because I'm not at full health and kill me. There are victims in our dimension. We are going to resolve on the space furthest from him, sucking it into his dimension. So that's going to be this one. Going to be now sucked into the mirror dimension. And then he's going to move a space here and kill this victim. Which is going to be the what is this place? What is this feeling so sudden and new? Yeah, I also watched Wicked last weekend. No comment on Wicked. What is this place? One moment, Elliot was walking home from the downtown gym. I do want to take a second to say that Slayer looks almost just like my imaginary friend Elliot from when I was a kid. That's all. Okay. Elliot was walking home from the downtown gym. The next, a sensation like falling from some great height, and he stepped into another place entirely. Walls and ceiling of brick, stone, and ceramic, all filthy, encrusted in coagulated blood. Vicious blades and saws and spikes hung from the ceiling or jutted from walls. Elliot barely had time to wonder where he was before he saw him. Slayer stood before him, clad in skin of mold and firm. He raised a docile hand up before Elliot and then splayed out his fingers. Like taking off protective plastic wrap, Elliot's skin flayed from the underlying muscle in one pull. As he screeched, Slayer next telekinetically wrenched free the muscle layer, the nervous system, and eventually left behind a wet skeleton standing next to a pile of meat. Film these! Okay. We're getting dangerously close to the top of this Bloodlust track, getting dangerously close to a finale of Hell, getting dangerously close to a whole bunch of shit. This guy's going to just walk towards the Slayer. This one doesn't move because it doesn't move. Slayer's in the victim's space. Do not panic. We are going to roll the Hellscape dice and see where the hell it takes us. Star and Clover swap. So yet again, nothing that helps me at all. I can't get anywhere on the board the way things are. And that's perfectly fine, because what we're going to do is we're going to start... Oh, no. We're going to start off our... We don't have a focus. We're going to start off our turn with a nice, long rest. Oops. And I rolled a success, so I go down 2 times to 4. I heal 3 up to my maximum, which is lovely. Then I get to use the Discipline of Cruelty to take 2 damage. And deal 1 damage to an enemy, which is going to get rid of Zealous attacks just before he was going to heal himself. So that was good. Then I have Furious Strike, Weak Attack, Walk, a whole bunch of that stuff. I think I can get 4 points of stuff. This killer is going to come for me soon. So I'm going to use that 4 points of stuff to get... a retaliate. I'm just going to stay in my nice little safe corner here, save some cards for later, bring this up here. Okay, long rest goes back. And now the bad guy goes. He's yet again going to suck something right into his space and kill it. I think we're running out of gruesome deaths here. We definitely did that one. I'm just going to go to the next one that we haven't seen, which is 6. Detritus was scattered everywhere here in the Hellscape. Some of that detritus was detritus. I can't say that word. It's a bad word for me. Some of that detritus was jagged stone and concrete. Plenty of weapon options for Slayer. He lifted a particularly jagged concrete slab to eye level with a thought and propelled it forward with another. It rocketed after CJ as he ran for his life. The ragged end of the slab tore through CJ's head like a bowling ball through a wet paper bag, leaving behind little else but gray matter and chunky red mist. Slayer would heal, but is already at maximum health, so nothing happens there. But we are very close to the top of the track of doom. And now we get to see which of these 2 tarot cards we do. We are going to use Death's Labyrinth. Death's Labyrinth. All victims panic. All victims that enter the killer's space are killed. So let's start with the one that's next to the killer's space. Rolled a 1, didn't move, lucky for me. Let's start with the one next to me. 5 moves to here. Let's start with and then we'll do the 3 that are all in the same room up there. We have a 5, 5, and 5. So they all go right into that hallway there. Then we're going to reveal an event. The masochistic peon. All right. Oh, what beauty is held between the walls of this twisted realm. The victim closest to you is now the peon. So we're going to replace this with this. And we now have the white characters in the mirror dimension. We're going to place 4 health markers on this card. If the peon is in your space at the end of the action phase, you can gain 1 health from this card. When the peon loses its final health, it dies. Oh, so that's like some extra health for me. That's pretty cool. So now I want to be on that space when I attack and fight and stuff. All right, upkeep phase. All victims in the mirror realm move towards the bad guy, but, you know. I really need him to come closer. We're going to swap Star and this. All right, so this is hilarious. I literally have no place to go now. There is no direction that I can go in at all, which means that I am not going to draw any cards this turn. I am just going to go ahead and take that critical blow. I'm going to be getting 4 cards back from here. 6 plus 4. Yep, that's going to just make my hand full. And hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully something will change. All right. We are going to suck this last person into the mirror dimension. Almost everybody's in the mirror dimension now. He doesn't attack anybody, luckily. We're going to draw we get to pick one of these 2 tarot cards. And this time, we are going to use It Can Detect Blood. We are going to place the Slayer on our space, and it is going to attack me. It is going to attack me for 4. I am going to play Retaliate. I am going to have an amazing die roll, and nothing can convince me otherwise. I got 1 success, which is not 2 successes, so it reduced the damage by 2. So I took 2 damage, but I did do 1 damage back to him, which is 2 damage to him. So I did something. Okay. That's the end of the terror phase. Okay, I'm scared, y'all. Nothing can move closer to him because there's no paths, so none of that moves. We're going to see what happens in the Hellscape here. Clover and Star switch again. So yet again, I cannot move. There's absolutely no place for me to go. No place to go. Excellent. Oh my goodness. I get an extra die. So first, let's focus and get our focus back down to a good place. I'm gonna have to discard 2 cards to do that. So we're gonna discard a walk and a focus. So now we're back at green, which will give me an extra die. So I've got a lot of attack cards, and I get to roll 4 dice. So let's just see how much damage we can do here. So let's start with our critical blow. Is that accurate, or do I want to start with Furious Strike? No, we're going to start with critical blow, and we're going to get 2 successes on this. That's what's going to happen. You, Kanye. I don't know. Anyway, 2 successes is the most I can get out of that, but that gives me 3 plus 1 is 4. That is a massive hit, and I lower my horror by another 1. So that is excellent news. We're gonna keep bringing this home. We've got a Furious Strike now, so we're gonna roll 4 dice, and we're gonna get 2 successes again. Oh wait, once per action phase when you're on. Oh, I don't want the killer to recover a health. Not yet. Okay, so this was 1 success, but I can discard my. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, this is challenging. I have to keep the guard in case I die. We're going to go for the kill. We're going to discard Short Rest and Walk to make that a 2nd hit, which will do 3 more damage to the boss and lower our horror by 1, giving us an extra time. We're going to bring it in. We're going to bring it home with this weak attack. And if I can get 2 successes again, this might be a win for me. I got 2 successes again. So that's going to do 2 damage, taking away his last life. And we're going to reveal if we've won. Did we win? Did we win? Oh, we won! We won! We killed the Slayer! We killed the Slayer! Oh my goodness! Okay, let's just see what his epic thing would have been if we got there. This would have been, welcome to my world. When revealed, we will repeat things until everything is sucked into his world. And then he would just go wild all the time. But I killed him. I got a win. I took the risk. I went gambling. I had good dice luck. I would not have died. Ugh. Okay, yes. I killed the Slayer. I killed the Slayer. Oh, sorry, I got so excited. It's so rare that I win. Oh my goodness. Do you know what this means? This means that we get to unlock Christie's special item. So let's find out what that is. If you don't want to know what the special items are, now is the time to turn off the video before we do a spoiler, because this says, for Christie's eyes only. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't believe I won. Okay. I did not think I had any hope there, and I just had all those attack cards. I just stood there and waited for, oh my god, that was so great. We now have Christie's Discipline. Oh, it's like a stronger version of the cruelty thing that I had. I have the discipline to choose. Once per action phase, you may lose 1 life to do one of the following. Reduce a horror, get 2 time, or move 1 space. So we now have Christie's Discipline. The next time we find ourselves in hell with Christie, we're gonna make sure that is shuffled in on top of one of the item decks. Is how I like to do it. And ta-da! All right, well that was Christie taking out the Slayer in the Hellscape. Next time we will start story time for the Tormentor. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Do not forget, whatever you do, keep those health bars full. Thank you and have a great day.